It's Wednesday morning, midweek. Good morning, welcome. This is Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, it's set to be a wonderful, wonderful show because you are a part of what we're doing here and we are set to make your morning exciting.
Definitely. We can't overemphasize the importance of starting your day, an entire week, the right way with us right here. It's a fantastic Wednesday edition and it's great vibes and, of course, high points all through.
It's November. It's November, really. It's November, and yeah, the end of the year, the holiday cheer should already start going around to ensure that you just make the best. There's just quite a lot going on around Nigeria, the world, and all of that. Yeah. But we always do have to make our time, to find a way to recalibrate, to ensure that.
Look, you sharp.
Why are you cutting my?
I'm just admiring you. Can't admire you.
Thank you. And of course, you're bringing out I would have said African Barbie, but this is more. How do I put it now? This is more bespoke to the Danny brand. All right, good morning, welcome. My name is Mike Messikeno.
And my name is Winfrey Agbeleshe. Now remember, you can join us for 1 whole hour, 45 minutes. Make sure you grab your coffee and your tea or whatever you need to get into the kick, right? And join us. I mean, wherever you're watching us right now is definitely the right place to be.
Yeah, but if you are online, that will be tvcentertainment.tv. That's where you stream live. Of course, if it's DTT, that will be GoTV channel 16. And then it's the ultra high frequency, that's terrestrial band 49.
Yes, of course. We also have an app you need to definitely download from the Play or iOS stores to take us everywhere you go, right? You don't want to miss a bit, so keep it locked right here.
All right, let's get straight into what we have this morning. We have a certified relationship and marriage coach, Remo Olaleko Oluwatobi. And of course, our topic today is going to be quite an interesting one, and learning how to be vulnerable with your partner. That's our topic for today.
Very interesting indeed.
And then we have a musical performance. Graham BMG will be here to give us that midweek vibe of the show this morning.
And of course, we have Tope Laguda, who is a visionary luminary in the world of entertainment, renowned for her extraordinary journey in the industry. From her early days as a child star in the 80s TV commercials to her current position as the co-founder and mastermind behind I Have an Idea Entertainment. She definitely will be here to talk to us about her amazing journey, so stick around for that.
Everyone has to know about this. Like I do.
All right. That's a suit, Mike.
Yes, it looks like one of all those
suit.
investment bankers.
What I'm wearing for is coat.
You've been wearing coats.
This is
a suit.
That's not fair. This is the same thing now with the world. This was causing problem in the world.
Wow.
Discrimination, racism.
No.
This is what you are doing now. So now, if I can't keep this suit now, hang it now with the others now, they'll not be jealous in this one.
It's on point.
They'll not be beefing this
They'll
one.
be beefing it.
And that's how war used to start. You see, this is the problem of the world.
So wait, Mike, you have a job interview after
This
this.
is the problem of the world. Where's the job? Talking about jobs here. We are at a place even around the world now, because I was reading something. The inflation rate in the U.S. over last month is about 3.7% greater than what it was last year. Yeah. And what is happening is that after COVID, the concept of virtual work and all of that, and work from home, really stepped up. But a lot of people now are saying, come back home.
Come back home. Come back to work.
Come back to work.
Yeah.
Not come back home.
Even the kings of work at home, Zoom, told their staff to come back to work.
Good morning, the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Messikeno. Now, organized labor has directed workers in Imo State to commence an indefinite strike from midnight. At a news conference at the end of a joint National Executive Council meeting in Abuja, Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress also announced the start of a nationwide industrial action from next Tuesday. The two labour centres accused the Imo State government and the Nigerian police force of ignoring their demands in the aftermath of the brutalization of NLC President Joe Ajaero and some workers. Among the demands of NLC are non-payment of outstanding salary arrears, refusal to implement previous agreements, and unjust declaration of workers as ghosts.
Completely frowned at this. and resolves as follows: that from 12 midnight today, that we are going to carry out a national action that is going to zero in on Imo State. That will be effective 12 midnight today.
And the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party, Moritala Ajaka, and his counterpart in the African Democratic Congress, Leke Abejide, have vowed to win the 11th of November governorship election in Kogi State. Speaking on TVC News program Beyond 100 Days, the duo called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to be free and fair in the discharge of their duty, asking security agencies to protect the lives and property of voters in the state.
Governor Yabelo is a problem of Kogi State. And by the grace of God, with the determination of our people, we will vote him and his group out by November 11. I received endorsement from the people of Okulan. And of course, in every election, you have a catchment area. My senatorial zone is my catchment area. And that is the area you want to cause problem, to cause distraction, to cause confusion, to create chaos, so that the people will not come out to vote. But I assure you, by November 11, by this week, Saturday, November 11, our people will come out massively and vote, and we'll vote him out. That's it.
The Senate Committee on Navy is set to investigate the circumstances surrounding the acquisition of a presidential yacht by the Nigerian Navy. This resolution follows the controversial allocation of 5 billion naira under the budget for the Navy, which was contained in the 2.17 trillion supplementary budget already passed by the National Assembly. Chairman of the Committee on Navy, Senator Olugbenga Daniel, and other members of the committee say due to the backlash, it has become necessary to throw more light on the reasons for the acquisition of the yacht and the duties and obligations of the Nigerian Navy. Senator Daniel also highlighted the need to make more provisions to support the Nigerian Navy in terms of budgetary allocation to ensure it is always combat ready to forestall any planned attack on the country.
Major role to play. When you look at what is happening at the Middle East, for instance, even before anything started, Americans have already deployed their naval ship to stay in the vicinity, preventive action. We need to have our own Navy to be that combat ready, because we never know. We pray that we don't have to witness any of these kind of skirmishes.
What is?
Dozens of people have been reported killed overnight by Israeli airstrikes in the Gazan cities of Khan Yunis, Rafah, and Deir al-Balah. The cities are in the southern part of the Gaza Strip, where civilians have been advised to move by Israel's military. The Israeli Defense Forces have not commented on the strikes, but said they took control of a Hamas stronghold in northern Gaza in recent fighting. They also said they struck dozens of Hamas mortar shell launchers overnight and attacked Hamas targets from the sea. In Israel, people across the country are marking 1 month since the Hamas attacks on 7th of October, which saw 1,400 people, mostly civilians, killed in their communities. More than 200 others were kidnapped and taken to Gaza to be held as hostages. Israel says its strikes and ground offensive in Gaza will destroy Hamas and the threat it poses. It says it works to minimize civilian casualties. More than 10,300 people have been killed in Gaza, according to the Hamas-run health ministry, including more than 4,100 children. Stay with us. We'll be back after this short recess. All right, welcome back. It's already quite heated in the studio because these ladies are, like I mentioned, they started this thing with my suits, and now my other suits are beefing this one already. Now, they've taken it to chef, right? It's discriminatory. Just yesterday, Guinness World Records just released a post. It seemed like a shocker that dear Chef Hilda Baci's record of 83 hours, 85 hours.
She did 100 hours.
They said she had been dethroned.
She eventually did 100 hours.
Yeah, the record is 85. It's not more than this thing.
Exactly.
So that record is at 83, 85. That another person has now taken over and has that record of with 119 hours, which is well over 30 hours more than 30 hours than Hilda Baci. I have my reservation. A male chef, an Irish male chef. and that brings me to what I had said, even when she was contesting for the record. I feel like this record should be broken into male and female. Why do I say so? Because any male chef would really go the distance. When you're looking at the female, yeah, because of this high testosterone. I mean, that's why. That's why. What are they? Why? So in male, when you're the athletics, why is it that they don't run together?
No, of course.
Even in the Olympics.
So the point is that because I'd said it that when I saw her and all the stress she was going through, it was at sometimes it was a hard watch. I knew that if it was a guy, it would have been easier for him to pull through those times. And so I'd said that for this one, there should be. It's not. I mean, that one is fact.
So Mike, you're talking like this because you've not seen a woman do 30 hours of labor. So you understand. I'm talking about, when you talk about endurance and perseverance, women have it.
That is not what we're talking about now. That's not what we're talking about now. So
really,
now the point now is this, yeah. This it now came up that a lot of Nigerians bullied Chef Dami, who was trying to break this record at one particular time. Even though Winfrey feels that
which record exactly are we talking about?
She was, she was going for Hilda's record at that time.
She was how?
How did she apply?
How did she go?
That's it.
Be more explicit.
That's it.
How was she going for?
That's it.
I don't know,
so she's still trending even till now. The trend is still on. Yeah. And then because of that record has been taken, I'm like, look, Guinness. Okay, so there was a talk about that Guinness now said, look, there's no limit between the time when someone can attempt a record and another person can break it.
Yeah.
In fact, Kafi attempted a record, and before the record was ratified, someone else had already broken it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You understand? So that it was not going to be breaking of rules.
Yes.
It's also the thing now is that Nigerians are coming out to say that Chef Dami that's why she's trending on Twitter and on X, pardon me, that she was bullied out of attempting or trying to break that record.
No, she was not bullied. In my opinion, she was not bullied. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. And the truth is, why Nigerians are saying this is because, okay, fine. You know how it happens here. One person does something how many records, come on. After Hilda started, how many other people jumped on all manner of marathons or whatever, cook-a-thons or whatever. And also, Chef Dami did not attempt it. If she applied to the Guinness records to attempt it, it would have been a totally different situation if she was bullied based on that. You can't just gather pots and gather food and stay and say you want to start cooking because, no, that's not an attempt.
So there's definitely a structure.
That's not an attempt.
Okay, so everybody knows now because of what we've seen from, Chef Hilda's pages that she planned for this for over a year. She's done interviews where she talked about how she even had to work out. She had a fitness trainer, train her physically for her to...
Mentally.
So there's a lot that went into Chef Hilda getting that far. But I appreciate her because she also put up a post congratulating the Irish chef for, essentially dethroning her, so to speak. My own is where Mike says, that he feels that there should be a female record and a male record. I think we should all just leave that area alone.
To be very honest, I'm actually happy that Mike actually mentioned that, to be very honest, right? Okay. Because, for a very clear, clearly he stated, Olympics, we have female runners and male runners. You can't join everybody. I think it's the same thing. Also, if you look at it from a pageantry point of view, right? Talking about trans and all of that, people not coming, whether they have. So these are conversations that keep on happening. Once you're trying to blur the line between male and female, to be honest, a lot of things are going to go wrong. Whether we like it or not, yes, men are, we can say, are more physically tuned to some kind of things, but I think the idea and the capacity of women to bear pain is a different type of pain. Just the same way we see guys when they're taking injections.
Pain, it's the pushing.
I know. I'm just saying that women are graced for certain kind of activities and men are graced for certain. The same thing why, the whole idea of men carrying women's bags or things that are heavier and opening doors, that's why I feel they came in play in the first place, to be very honest.
Just like you mentioned, let's even go there, this trans thing, one failure as a man in MMA that was not even in the top 100, now transitions and goes to
the female
this thing and beats this woman like this, and is now number one. Are you
Exactly.
okay?
So
how does that even make sense?
I mean,
This failure was not even in top of it. It was not everywhere.
Exactly.
And then goes like he was a hard. I actually watched. So at different points, this has happened. You know, and again goes, oh, it was hard.
So I actually
Look at your big head. If you were never in top 100, and you now go and you now transition and you say, oh, you're a transgender, and then you think that you are being discriminated against. It doesn't even make sense.
Even biologically.
So I was even, you know, it's actually funny if we go back to the Olympics. There were athletes like, was it Marion Jones that was accused of taking testosterone? Is it testosterone pills?
So yeah, no, Marion Jones was performance enhancing.
Yeah, but they said there was testosterone in it. There was horse hormones in it or something like that. There were all sorts of things in those pills that were helping to improve our performance.
Definitely.
I get what you're saying, but my issue is, they have broken the record. Everybody should go and now rest.
Everybody's saying they should not rest.
They will rest.
Nigerians like to take things on their head.
This was what happened was that when you know during that time we had a number of people who wanted to try it, and then I heard about one male chef in Ibadan who wanted to try that. That's when I felt like this guy will probably go the distance longer, and that's why I started having that. You know, that feeling that, oh, maybe the female one should be left on its own, and she should, you understand, because it's going to be hard for a woman to go that long. She broke a woman's own, and that woman, that Indian went the distance, and then she feel that pushed.
Yeah.
But I tell you, this guy, a male chef in Nigeria will come and beat down that.
But then again, I love the fact that Titi actually mentioned that Hilda was really graceful about it, because the internet was literally trying to drag her, telling her to change her, change her bio and all of that, but which she actually did. But she came out, she spoke about holding the record at all was literally a lifetime achievement for her.
Still part of her bio.
I mean, her life has been changed like
still
forever. Her
Kathy's
plaque is still in her hand
today.
Yes, of course.
And Kathy broke the record before social media was a thing. So please.
Well, Chef D, we're looking at Chef D now to break the Wake Up Nigeria. Let's see what we can do today. Breaking the record for Wake Up Nigeria. Let's see. That's from Halima.
120 hours of fuel, diesel alone. Can we break that record?
But you don't need fuel.
You need fuel.
You don't.
You won't have lights.
Why? You use firewood. You didn't say you don't use firewood.
Wow.
All right. What do you think about it? Do you think that Chef Dami wasn't bullied and it's not a problem? And do you think a Nigerian can go again for the record? Let's not rest. Let's push for it.
Yeah. Let's bring it back home, guys. I'm challenging Nigerian chefs. Please go and steal it back.
You said no, they cook.
Welcome to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. It's still a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning, and it's time for us to get down to breakfast. And with me here, I have Chef Daybox. How are you doing this morning?
Very well, thank
Welcome
you.
back, because I know you. I told you your name sounds so. When I heard it, I'm like, this person has been here before, and she's going to be here again, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So tell me, what are we making today?
Okay, we're having seafood fried rice this morning.
Seafood fried rice. Amazing.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me the ingredients. We need to bring this to life.
Okay, we have our rice, and then we have our prawns, very important. We have our fish, fish fillet, and then we have the green pepper, we have our carrots, sweet corn, we have our spring onions, we have our garlic, we have our onions, and then we have our seasoning. Yes, we also have the
sauce.
Yeah, the sauces. Yes. We have soy sauce,
we have soy sauce,
sesame oil, yes, oyster sauce, our garlic powder, and our black powder.
All right, so now this seafood fried rice, what are we making it the normal fried rice way? Boil this one, put everything.
There's a twist to it, so it's different.
That's a twist I want to know. So tell me, what is that twist and how we get to that point?
Okay, so it's different because of the sauces and the oils. It's not the regular oil that we use.
Oh, okay.
Then the infusion of the seafood into the rice. And then the rice, it's not your regular rice, it's basmati rice.
Basmati rice.
So,
so now what is the preparation for the seafood?
Okay, so we're going to pan fry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so pan fry the prawns, the fillet, we set it aside and
then start. So how do we start the rice? So after we pan fry that, set it aside.
Then we parboil the rice.
Parboil the rice, okay.
Yes. So after that's done, we fry our vegetables. Then we'll put the.
Tell me, how are we frying the vegetables?
Okay.
Yes, I'm your 5-year-old daughter right now.
Okay.
So one after the other.
All right. So we fry our onions.
Okay.
And then.
So what oil are we using for that one?
Our regular oil.
Regular oil.
Regular oil. Yes. So when we fry the onions for about 3 minutes. We add our garlic. Garlic just gives it this
yeah.
Yes, and then after about a minute, 40 seconds, you add our carrots.
Okay.
Yes, and when the carrot is a bit tender, we add our green pepper.
Green peppers, okay.
So we're careful not to lose the color So we just, it's just for a bit.
Just for a bit.
Yes, just for a bit, yes.
Then what it goes in next?
And then we have our already fried the prawns and then the fish.
And the fish. All right.
So when that's set, we'll have our rice. We bring so we add the vegetables already, fried vegetables. You put it in the rice. I like steam for a bit.
Yes.
So when it's like almost ready, we're now adding our seafood.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. I'm already imagining it in my head, and in fact, I'm full. I'm totally full. So let's go and get into preparing all of that. Now, what do you need right now?
Okay, and my pan.
You need your pan.
Yes, I need my pan.
What to stir fry? Let me help you with that.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, so we have a pan. In case you're just joining us, we're making seafood
fried rice. Yes, we are.
And of course, the ingredients are right there on your screen. So make sure you take a pen and paper, and then get to cooking. It's rice, and we're getting into the festive season. So this is definitely a very nice recipe for the kids. As a kid, I always loved fried rice, right? So, yeah. Okay, so tell me, how long have you been cooking for?
It's been a while.
How long?
Say almost 20 years. But professionally for 5 years.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes,
What is it about cooking that made you decide to do it full time?
Well, I'm an only female child in my family. So birthday celebrations, house parties.
Yeah,
it was basically and then I liked it. It was my happy place. Yes. So
nice. I love it. I admire those people so much that say cooking is your happy place.
Yes. So,
do you know how stressful cooking is? Do you actually know how stressful it is? But I think it's amazing, though. I love the fact that it's an art that everyone can literally you can express yourself in different ways based off that. Okay, so we're not deep frying.
No, we're not deep frying.
Right.
Just just a little.
Okay, great.
So we'll allow that heat up.
And while we allow Chef Daybox do her thing in here, we're definitely heading to the couch for some newspaper reviews with Titi and Mike.
Yes, indeed. It's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the newspapers this morning. Mike Mesikeno is also here standing by with me. How's it going, Mike? Well, I have a feeling that look is one that will be because of some of the headlines that we're seeing. Yeah, quite a few interesting headlines here. The first one is from the cover of The Punch. It says here, crisis rocks peace meeting, NLC strike threatens Imo poll. That's the first story we have there. Right at the top there, NNPCL unveils new crude ships, 1.9 million barrels. We also have this one, Nigerians lament as Canada suspends Abuja embassy operations. Yeah, I think that's one we should actually touch on a bit later on because it was trending online quite a bit. It also says here, over $700 million remains trapped in Nigeria, according to foreign airlines. It also says here, battle for Bayelsa, Jonathan Deary Silva canvas votes. It also says here, let's see, 5 jailed for sharing Osun ex-speaker's nude video. And on Israel-Hamas, Senate demands ceasefire, U.S. rejects Gaza occupation. That's what we have on the cover of The Punch. So, Mike, I'm wondering, can we touch on the Canada issue?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because we heard it was from a generator.
The fire.
Fire from a generator, and then at some other points, some quarters said it was a bomb blast or something. But the point is that there's a travel advisory. Even before then, some days or some weeks before then, there were travel advisories from the U.S., from Canada, and some other countries about hotels and places in Nigeria. And of course, the Nigerian Senate and the presidential spokesperson refuted those claims and said, no, there is no such thing. But this is not good. And then 2 people lost their lives.
In the fire.
2 are injured about that. And of course, there have been condolence messages from the president and also from the Canadian embassy and all that. But it's shut down. I don't know how far it will go towards affecting when it comes to the operations of the embassy in Nigeria. But
so operations in the embassy doesn't exactly mean visa applications, which is something a lot of people don't understand.
There's more
because
that they do than just visa. Visa is one of the things. Sometimes it's handled by an annexed office.
Like the VFS guys.
Okay, so but I do like I said, I don't know the extent, but I know that they've shut down. They've officially put out a statement that they have shut down operations temporarily.
But you can understand people's grouse, really, because visa applications are expensive. It takes a lot of time. Imagine someone outside Abuja having flown to Abuja to get some work done at the embassy, or maybe some correction or whatever, detailing. It's understanding that Nigerians would want to cry out.
Let's look at the Daily Trust. Let's take a look at Daily Trust.
Let's see what we have.
And 3 days to polls, killings, attacks spike in Kogi, Imo, Bayelsa. 3 killed as SDP chieftain attacked. They are thugs, police. IGP restricts movement, bars Ebubeagu and other quasi-security outfits. War on Gaza, Senate calls for ceasefire, ask FG to press for two-state solution. I would think that we'll focus on the killings and the issues with our own security first. I'm not saying that we should not be concerned about world issues, but hey, come on, they said charity begins at home. We should do our best to clean up house as much as possible. That's how I think, considering this situation, and having a sitting on in this regard. Appeal court sacks Plateau PDP senator, declares Lalong winner. That's a former governor. Interesting. Gas scarcity persists in Lagos. Kanu orders as price remains unstable. Have you come across gas scarcity?
Gas. Definitely, there was a little bit of a hike in price of recent. But it's something that we will still be observing over time. And usually towards the end of the year, that scarcity comes up because everyone knows that this is event season coming, this is Christmas season coming, so the prices go up. So whether there's any other, reason beyond that remains to be seen. But I did want to touch on what you mentioned here, the issue of weighing in on the war on Gaza. As much as it is outside the country, in fact, outside the continent, the truth is things outside the continent still affect us, directly or indirectly. There are probably some foreign investors coming from that particular area. There's a lot of financial concerns. Also, even in the U.S., there are a lot of things that have been put into consideration before they say some countries should weigh in. Don't forget that we are the largest black nation in the world. So when you think about it, having us weigh in should spark
let's clean house first.
Some conversations.
Let's clean house. Let's clean house. Let's take one more paper. Right?
We have with us the News Direct, a Nigerian News Direct newspaper. It says here, attack on Ajaero. NLC TUC commenced strike action in Imo today, threatened to embark on nationwide strike by November 14th. Of course, if you read from page 2, you'll probably understand why. Identify sack of 11,000 ghost workers, non-payment of pensioners, others as reasons for strike. And right at the top here, federal government approves 5 billion naira compensation for defunct Nigeria Airways workers. Page 2 has more on that.
All right.
And that's how we'll wrap it up on the headlines in the dailies for this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Your opinion is also important to us. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know what you think. We are back. Wake Up Nigeria is pleased to always have interesting conversations, especially regarding the entertainment scene. Presently, Nollywood is in focus, and we have a great guest in the studio to talk about Nollywood and, of course, a platform called Explore Nollywood. Help us explore Nollywood, why don't you?
Yes, that's what I'm about.
Honestly, investing in this particular sector is one of the best ideas ever because it's been growing in leaps and bounds.
Definitely.
But what can you say is the main reason why it's growing right now to this extent?
So the need for content. Content is driving that conversation, and the need for storytelling across the country, the world. That's what is driving the creative. That's what is driving the industry at the moment. So people are consuming content at an alarming rate. So whether it's film, whether it's documentary, whether it's series, they are consuming it and they want more. That is definitely what is driving them.
But you chose a very interesting job. Oh. This is Efe Ture, by the way,
yes.
and she is working on a platform called Explore Nollywood.
Yes, I'm the
She's a film critic.
Yes, I am.
Omo, that's a job. How many DMs do you get from movie producers who don't really like what you've talked about regarding their film?
So right now, no DMs.
No DMs?
No DMs.
Oh.
Because again, I keep it as professionals as possible. So I'm not shutting you down. I'm just saying that there are some aspects that you could have done better. And then you should consider the kind of people you're talking to. We're not all novice. We're not all, I don't know how they quantify their customers. But just know that you're speaking to diverse people. So I point that out. I talk about angles. I talk about acting. I talk about costumes. Okay. So it's not just, oh, the director is horrible. I don't stop there.
Okay,
I'm talking about the whole production encompassing.
Which is how it should be.
Yes, definitely.
So now we have AFRIF that's going on right now. Yeah. And AFRIF has also grown in leaps and bounds. They're using all sorts of great venues as well.
Oh, yes, I like that.
They're even using a beach venue this year.
Yes, they are.
Soul Beach, I believe.
Yes.
In Oniru. Now, AFRIF has become a very, very important stakeholder or player in the industry. But why do you think many people are jumping on board now? This is the 12th edition.
Yes, it is.
Internationally speaking, people are really giving a serious spotlight to AFRIF. Talk to us about that.
So for me, I believe people are looking for the opportunity to be able to network. And film festivals just have that as the main reason why they have the film festival. So film festivals are your melting pot. You can come showcase your movie. You can come network. You can do a master class. It's a melting pot of everything you need to do about the film industry. And AFRIF, thank God, has been able to sustain itself for the past 12 editions. And I say thank God because it's not easy. Sponsorship is not easy to get. It's not easy to be able to run a festival of that magnitude every year. She hasn't failed. Let's not forget about that.
That's incredible.
Can it be better? Yes.
Yeah, of course.
However, she has done a good job.
There have been film festivals all over the world. I think there's a Canada Film Festival, a Toronto Film Festival, Cannes.
South Africa has its own film festival. There are a lot of them, and bubbling, upcoming filmmakers need to take advantage of it. So at the AFRIF, they spoke about, there's the labs. They spoke about labs where people can get funding, can get grants, can be part of an ecosystem that talks about film. They spoke about a residency. All those things are important for people that want to make film professionally. So it's not a fly in the pan, I want to do it because it looks good. No. If you want to take it to the next level, you need to attend some of those sessions. You need to network with the people. There you'll find the producers one-on-one. It's not the one you want to get to them through their DM. You will see them, you'll be able to talk to them, you'll be able to engage them.
So it's a great networking opportunity.
Oh, fantastic networking.
Speaking of networking, the issue of tourism and bringing in people from outside the country into Africa. Well, I say Africa because it's AFRIF, but into Nigeria, essentially, which is what it has been for quite a while. And the numbers, the U.S. forecasts about $100 billion worth of revenue for Nigeria's creative industries by 2030. And even the Assistant Secretary for the U.S. Economic and Business Affairs, he forecasts $100 billion. Goodness me, that's a lot of cheese.
We're sitting on it.
So how do we have a piece of this pie?
So again, with that even information, what he was talking about was how the US can partner with the Nigerian creative. And they are seeing it because on a global level, the Africans in diaspora are craving African content. Do you understand? Even the platforms, you will see that if you go do a deep dive, you will see that some of those streaming platforms, majority of the people, they are Africans that want African content. So they know there is a growing need for it. As it relates to tourism, I actually also have an article that talks about tourism, film and tourism, and the kind of role it plays. At the AFRIF at the moment, there are people from France, there are people from Dakar, there are people from Ghana, there are people from South Africa, there are people from America. It is a melting pot. Are they enough? Well, to shift the dial in terms of tourism, not really.
Or not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Because if if we build the Afrif to be like the cans, you never know.
But then again,
Yeah.
if we do get our producers to portray Africa in a better, brighter light,
Okay.
for instance, the shows you see about New York, NCIS, CSI, all those shows, you never see the potholes on the streets of New York, do you?
You know they're there.
Even though they're there. So if, for instance, our producers here were showing Africa in a, a better light, it probably would bring more people into Africa. For instance, there was a movie called Out of Africa that was from Kenya.
Yeah.
And as soon as that movie came out,
Yeah.
Kenya had to actually put a stop to tourists coming in because it portrayed the country so beautiful that people just wanted to visit.
And if you look, again, do another deep dive on that, you'll probably see that it had some funding or backing in its own way. So there must have been a collaboration or a partnership with the tourism ministry, if that's what they call it.
Yeah.
That collaboration needs to happen in Nollywood.
Okay.
And just like I said, so we have film directors, we have people like a DTF Film, we have people like Kule Afolayan, having studios or taking advantage of other regions to shoot certain scenes.
Sure.
If they have a collaboration with the government or the ministry, all that happens is they promote from their angle, the directors promote from their own angle, and you see that those movies blow up marketing-wise. Again, I have a marketing background,
Don't
so
worry,
again, I'm thinking that way.
So this conversation is definitely a lot longer than what we can take right here on the show. But Ifeture, it's a pleasure to meet you. I love what you're doing. Explore Nollywood.
Yes.
So it's a platform where people can...
Yeah, you can go and rate movies. Again, we need to aggregate what people are actually thinking.
Okay.
Social media is great to rate movies, but if we have a data and a collective, it's fantastic. So visit explorenollywood.com.
Oh, okay.
You can rate movies that are currently showing
Fantastic.
both on Netflix, Amazon, as well as the cinemas. Yeah.
Honestly, I can't wait to go check it out myself. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us.
Thank you, Titi.
Well, when she was coming in, she mentioned that the studio smells amazing.
Yes, it does.
And that's because we have an amazing chef in the kitchen with the beautiful Winfrey. It's all yours, dear.
Thank you so much, Titi. Amazing conversation about Afrif. There's definitely one that everyone should attend. Okay, I'm still here with Chef Daybox. Hi, what's going on?
Okay, so we're frying our veggies.
Okay.
Yes, we've done the prawns, we've done the fish.
Yes.
So right now we're frying our veggies.
Veggies, all right.
Yes.
I mean, the burst of aroma is all over the place. In case you're just joining us, we are here. We're making seafood fried rice. What is it?
Yes.
Seafood pasta. Seafood fried rice. And of course, we have our prawns here. They look happy and beautiful. Oh my God. And I've never seen so well-rounded prawns. And of course, we have fish fillet. And in our pan, what is literally generating all the aroma we perceive right now in the kitchen?
Onions, garlic, the carrots, green peppers, and the spices.
Amazing. And of course, in that pot, we have our rice. Let's see what that's looking like. All right, it's getting boiled nicely, okay? And
so we'll take this off so that it doesn't lose its color.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. But that's pretty much ready, right?
Yes,
so
that's
it's just to wait for the rice to
to
get cooked, and then we're ready to go. So tell me a little bit about Indulge.
Okay, so Indulge is a restaurant. It's a place where you can eat. So it's when I founded Indulge, it was to be a place like home away from home. So when you're in the restaurant, the ambience alone, so you can pretty much be there from morning till night and not know that,
Wow, nice,
nice.
Where is this located?
Okpebi.
Okpebi,
Yes,
amazing.
Okpebi.
I think I love the name, Indulge.
Yes.
It makes me want to already go there. And it always sounds like the food there is going to be definitely very, very tasty.
Yes.
All right, amazing. Okay, so we have all of that ready, and we're just waiting now for our rice.
Yes.
Rice, please be fast. We're waiting for you. All right, nice. Mike, I don't know what, Mike does not eat seafood, and I'm so glad. Because that means he's not going to be a part of this. Mike, sorry, next time. All right, so we have our menu right there on our screen. We have seafood fried rice. And number one on the list, we have basmati rice, calamari, fish, deboned fish, prawns. We have oyster sauce, sesame oil, soy sauce, green bell peppers, red bell peppers, carrots, onions, spring onions, garlic, ginger, garlic powder, and black pepper. Amazing. Mike is heavily lamenting. He's lamenting heavily. Sorry, better luck next time. All right, if you've stuck with us this long, we definitely are grateful to you. We have 45 minutes to go. It's the top of the hour. We'll be right back.
If you don't eat snail, what are you doing here?
If you don't eat seafood, what are you doing on this planet? What?
Snail meat. That's it. Well, it's seafood rice in the kitchen, and the discussion between us has been, is snail seafood? So what are your thoughts? Would you Dita has spoken about how snails have, destroyed her garden and all of that. But I feel that snail should be part of seafood. So if you're doing seafood, snail should be there, not just only calamari and, or mushroom. People call mushroom seafood. It's mushroom seafood.
How is mushroom
Chef,
seafood? From where?
It's mushroom.
From
where do you...
What planet, my
I don't understand.
I don't get.
We'll forgive you for snail.
Don't worry.
Because me too, I think snail is seafood.
It has a seafood texture, but it's
Okay.
not.
It's not. All right.
Yes.
I heard information reaching me now is that biscuits is also seafood.
It's okay. Let's welcome to the second half of the show. It's okay. We have a whole lot coming for you. If you just joining us for the first hour is done, my name is Mike Messi-Keno.
My name is Winfrey Agbeleshi, and remember, you can catch us on that thing Mike used to say very well. Say it.
Yeah, of course, if you're watching via DTT, that will be channel 16 on GoTV, and if it's on the terrestrial band, it's ultra high frequency 49.
You can see what I'm saying, right? Why does he have to do that? What's via DTT? What's that? Please, I beg shift. Anyways, for we,
this this is behavior. It's not your style.
Make sure you download the app on the iOS or the Apple Store to have us on the go wherever you are.
All right. There's been stuff happening there in the kitchen. How far with our seafood?
Yes, it's coming. Right? Yeah, of course. We're just waiting for the rice right now. How's the rice, chef?
Almost, yeah.
It's
almost done.
All right.
Is there anything like al dente rice? Or is it just pasta that's al dente?
Al dente,
Al
yes.
dente.
All right.
Almost done.
It'll be nice to see rice and cream, but hey, that will be some other time.
We have a musical performance. Graham will be here thrilling us with his amazing vocals.
We have relationship coming up. We'll be talking about being vulnerable with your partner. Do you have to be vulnerable with your partner?
Mike, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You have to be? Okay. The ladies
For me, hard guy, yes.
unanimously agree that you have to be.
For me, hard guy.
Wow. I didn't know that was a prerequisite. But then we also have a final guest coming right up, Tope Laguda, who will be here for... So, we need to stop bad behavior in this country. As an aftermath of our discussion, Nigerians went to the Irish chef's page to congratulate him.
Oh.
Yes, no.
And you know what I mean by congratulate?
Nigerians can be extra.
Like, check out the insults on the guy's page.
Why? Why?
See the insults.
Why? How?
Why are they insulting him?
As in, some go like, see your head.
Guy now.
Yeah, you be man, you don't leave woman alone. You need unprintable stuff I've seen on that guy's page.
This guy stood for how many days to break a record, and all you guys know how to do is insult him. Now, wow.
So no, of course, I'm definitely not like advocating for like negativity or all that. But then again, I must say I actually do admire the passion of Nigerians towards another Nigerian's property or something. Seriously.
You know what that
I love how we come
made sense was that?
through
You know
for
what that made
ourselves.
sense was that they're like, don't worry, Chef Dami's coming to take you back. That's the one I like.
That one is obviously being sarcastic.
You know,
so.
but I feel like talking about social media and how people just yesterday I saw a video The Rock posted, and he spoke about how to separate noise from constructive criticism. Even though he didn't exactly say, he wasn't exactly how do I put it, succinct in the way he put it out, but he spoke about how sometimes in noise there is constructive criticism, but you have to find a way to sieve, as it is. So, but on social media, a lot of people who are timid, not who cannot do anything.
Yes.
Once they are behind a keypad.
Keypad warriors.
You understand? They go on all of that. So, I don't know, how do you deal with noise? And criticism or something? When you say something and somebody goes after you on social media or say something about your dress and all of that, how do you deal with it?
I've come to a point where I think to a very large extent, most times, whatever energy you throw my way, I see it as a reflection of who you are. So if it's good, if I'm like, oh, wow, this person is a, do you understand? But I also understand and give space for hurting people. Do you understand? Because I just feel you're just filled with so much bitterness, right? Someone actually sent me a video one time about someone criticizing a restaurant, right? So she said, okay, I think the person goes around criticizing restaurants. But the manner in which she criticized, I'm like, no, this is not the reason, but the restaurant.
Like
It's you.
You carry it in your mind.
No, it's inside. It's just a bile that is there.
That's the thing. Now, criticism helps people grow.
Yeah.
No matter how constructive or not it is. Either you get stronger or it pushes you into your shell. And it depends on the personality of the person, how they receive it.
Yes.
There's not really much you can do. If you know you can't handle it, just block off all those, all the access. Just block it off.
Okay.
And then go and search for your own way of criticizing yourself or critiquing yourself,
Yes,
rather. Not criticizing, critiquing yourself.
Yeah.
Go read some books. Go Google the best way to do this and use yourself as your own benchmark.
Yeah, and finally, like the ladies would always say, turn off your WhatsApp red receipts.
Now you know.
That is coming from Titi, MM, and Danny.
It's you that.
But then, you know, music is considered an expression of emotion. And expressing yourself through music is a great outlet. But then when you have a partner, you also need to express yourself with your partner. It's time for relationship, everyone. And expressing yourself in terms of being vulnerable with your partner is where we're going next. We have Aremo Lalekon Oluwatobi here. He's a certified relationship and marriage coach. And he has dedicated a lot of time to coaching and mentoring many people in the matters of love, relationships, and marriage. He runs the Marriage Academy, where he and his wife offer premarital marriage education for intending and married couples. And let's talk about learning to be more vulnerable. Okay, let's even define vulnerability if we can.
Okay. Vulnerability has different sides to it, but I would say generally that vulnerability is the ease with which you can expose yourself to your partner. Yeah, so exposure.
Exposure.
Yeah.
Exposure just feels like something that the average Nigerian, okay, well, let's say Nigerian man,
Okay.
quote,
Okay.
is, you know, sometimes discouraged from doing.
Yeah.
And when I say exposure now, I'm not saying physical exposure. I'm talking
Yeah.
about exposing your
Emotional.
emotions or even your finances, or the truth about your past.
Yeah.
And this all
Exposure.
leans into being more vulnerable.
Yes. Yes, it's very important because vulnerability is one of the bedrocks that will make marriages and relationships even stand the test of time.
Okay.
Okay. And one of the key things, I think one of the key things that is important to learn or to build vulnerability, I believe the first thing is first that both parties must understand that we are a team.
Okay.
So when they understand that we are a team, that way we can learn to be open with one another or be more exposed to one another. Okay, imagine a football team.
Okay.
There's a striker, there's a midfielder, there's a defender.
Yeah.
Somehow, every one of them understand their strength. The midfielder knows the striker that can run well, how well he can run, or how, if he's not a good runner, then the midfielder knows how to be able to make up for that shortcoming. Why? Because we are a team and we have to be there for one another. But if we are not exposed to ourselves, we're not vulnerable on ourselves, how do I know where to be strong for you? Okay, so understanding that we are a team is one of the key things that if you want to learn or build vulnerability, both parties have, and I said both parties because if it's one party that has that mentality, it will be difficult until the next person catches up. But when both of them can have that, it will make a lot of difference.
I love the analogy you used, the football analogy you're using here, especially working as a team.
Yeah.
Especially since a team is supposed to work towards scoring goals.
Yes.
Right?
Which is the common goal.
Which is the common goal. So I feel like some relationships, some partners don't even have a common goal to begin with.
Yes.
They don't know what direction they're going in.
Yeah.
They don't know where they're striking at. Some people might be striking own goals. Okay, let's let the football analogy go. But some partners are going in different directions because they've decided not to share, with their partner enough to be vulnerable with them.
Yes, so the other thing I was going to say is I think people need to build what I call a hot relationship.
Okay.
Okay, now it's an acronym, A and OT, but let me start with H. Okay. H implies honesty.
Okay.
Okay. Honesty is when you can say the truth when something is asked. Say a question is asked. Okay. You went to see Shade. Where did you go? I passed by Shade's house. Okay. They are two different things.
Okay.
Honesty is saying I went to see Shade. Okay, that is honesty. Now, some partners have a problem with being honest with their partner. Okay. Either because they think that they're going to take advantage of it, or even with finances, for example. Okay. Someone is earning, say, $10,000, but you say you're earning $1,000, just so that
they're less vulnerable.
Yes. Okay. So there's honesty is very important.
Okay.
Another very important thing is openness. Now openness is the ease with which your partner can speak with you about sensitive things. That's openness. Okay. Some partners are not open with one another, so it's difficult for even a party A to speak with party B about something that is sensitive to them. So if, for example, for some men, money is a sensitive conversation.
Yeah.
Family, their mothers, for example, and that's sensitive conversation. Okay, so the mother reaches the wife and speaks roughly to her. Now, the wife wants to share this with the husband, but she knows that her husband is not open enough to hear this thing. And usually what happens is she keeps it in, and then it grows resentment in her. And then that can lead to communication breakdown, and then the relationship is in trouble. So openness is a very important thing. And then transparency. Transparency is even offering information you are not asked, which is where things like talking about some of the elements of your past.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even if she didn't ask,
if you're not asked, yes, share. Okay, it's always important because people like, but you didn't ask. But I did not ask. Now it's affecting us. Okay, so don't consciously choose not to withhold information from your partner. You need to be transparent enough to share with them even things that they did not ask for. And then A is accountability.
Okay.
Partners must learn to be accountable to one another. And one of the key elements of that is communication. You need to talk, okay? This is where I have messed up. This is where I'm excited. This is where, share a 360 experience of your life. Let them understand it. That way, what happens is they know how you feel about different things in life, and they can always be there to help you experience it. If, for example, someone knows that you have a past, say, of being abused, for example, and that every time you see a certain kind of man, there's a way that you get anxious.
Okay.
What happens is, so you guys are at a dinner, and then a kind of man like that is approaching you. Now, because he does not know, suddenly you begin to get anxious.
Yeah.
He's asking you something. You say, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
And he's wondering, how did you go from laughing with me? He doesn't have an idea.
Yeah.
And then he's upset because you came here to have a great time, but why are you like this? But if he was aware, he can see trouble coming and he can protect you as well. So actually, there's more advantage of being vulnerable to whatever disadvantage that people might say there is.
So where do you feel like this vulnerability should begin from? Do you think this is something that should grow from when you're a young person, a child, or with a family? Is this something that is taught?
Okay.
Or is this something that you just learn over time?
I think it's both things, nature and nurture. Some families encourage their children to be vulnerable to them, and that's very good. But for many people, actually, I think that they have to learn it. Our environment particularly, does not encourage us to be vulnerable. So you have to learn it because it's very important.
I think this particular conversation has hit home with quite a few people this morning, especially myself. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so vulnerability with your partner, that's the question on the table today. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know what you think. Let's take a quick break and be back with more.
All right, thank you for staying with us. It's our final interview of the day, and we have a filmmaker in the house, Tope Laguda. She's been there, done that. When I look at what she's done from a very long time, well, she's here to talk about all of that. But something quite interesting, she's a co-founder and mastermind behind I Have an Idea Entertainment. Now, that's quite an interesting name. And her movie, What No One Knows, has been nominated at AFRIF. And, apart from that, she received the award for Best Debut Actor at the 2022 Cannes Film Festival. Now, that is quite big. You are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Really, that's a big one. At Cannes, you received that award.
Yeah,
Talk to me about it.
The Cannes World Film Festival. We shot last year, April 2022, and post-production took a better part of 8 months to complete. Finished this year, January. And yeah, we submitted our film for the festival, and we were shortlisted and went through a number of stages to get to the final stage, which was winner, best debut actor, and
like the
actress.
whole festival, not just African selection or something.
No, for that month.
Okay,
yes,
for
that
month.
particular
Okay.
month.
Okay.
And best indie feature as well.
All right,
Because
that's
it's an independent film.
Yes, an
Yes.
independent film. All right, wonderful. Let's talk about your origins into how you started into entertainment. How did it all start for you? Just tell us a story.
I was born into it.
You're born into it, okay.
Well, not that I come from a family of entertainers, but it's just something I was born with, I did a few things as a child, and then growing up, also engaged in Flatmates, the sitcom, because I was part of the pioneering actors on Flatmates back then, and a few bits here and there before I had to relocate to the UK with my husband, where I've been living with my husband and 2 children, and then dabbled into the tech industry before then finding my way back into the entertainment industry.
So how do you move around? I mean, considering the life of an actor or a filmmaker is quite a mobile one. It's not one where you get to stay in one place. How do you do it? I mean,
Well,
with managing a family.
Managing a family. Well, yeah. Well, I would say I think the reason why there was a delay in me coming back into the entertainment industry was to focus on family, first of all. And now that my children are teenagers, I have the time and the flexibility to
do what
you
need to do.
What I need to do.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Afif now. You have a movie, a film nominated there. Let's talk about that.
Yes. Yes. So, well, our film has been doing the festival rounds.
Okay.
And the Cannes World Film Festival, Topaz Film Festival in Dallas. Actually, we've been selected and won in France about 3 times. Our world premiere was in Paris at the Now Film Festival.
Okay.
And now we've come home to Afrif, and yeah, we're screening on Friday at the landmark IMAX.
Okay.
Yeah, in Lekki Phase 1, and yeah, screening is at 4 p.m. or well, 3 p.m. actually, and I hope you'll be there to
All right,
watch
just
it.
give me a beat. Tell us something
I
that will
try
make us
hard-
want to come. Just a
I
bit.
try very hard not to talk too much about it, so I
Yes,
don't
you
give
can,
away
but
any
you have
spoilers.
to find some way to make us want to come.
Okay.
So tell us that thing that will make us want to come.
That thing that will make you want to come is this film produced by I Have an Idea Entertainment. Is not your average film.
Okay.
Now, when we screened at...
Did you star in it, by the way?
I did. I wrote it,
You
produced it, and starred in it.
Did you
And
direct it?
I did, almost did.
Okay.
The director makes fun of me and calls me almost director,
Okay,
but that's it. Yeah. And my daughter is also in it as well. She played the younger version of my character. So yeah, someone screamed at the Dallas Film Festival and said it's a universal film, not a Nigerian film.
Okay.
And that's
Feature length?
feature length.
Okay.
And I hope that's enough to make you want to come and watch it.
What genre would
It's
would
drama.
It's drama.
It's drama,
Okay.
and it's about 2 friends.
Okay.
It touches on a number of subjects: love, betrayal, sickness, a lot of things. A lot.
Right, now, the way you talk about this, I see you're quite passionate. If this wasn't, I don't know if it's if it's financially viable at this point in time, but if it wasn't, because it's quite challenging to produce a movie.
Oh yeah,
especially
absolutely.
It's climbs and
Yes.
all of that.
Yeah.
What drives you? And would you do this if it is not financially viable?
This is a really good question, because when I started it, I said to a friend of mine, look, if I don't make any money from this, I don't care. For me, it's the recognition of a work of art that matters more to
Well
me
done,
than anything
Yeah,
else. So
I
I'm in it
understand.
for the craft
I
and not for
understand.
commercial reasons. Because if you put your heart and passion into something that you do, the money will come anyway. So I'm not focused on the commercial aspect of it. I'm more about the craft.
More about the craft,
Yeah.
and this gives you an opportunity to put all of that. Putting this together, how far do you expect to take this? Because now you are at film festivals and all of that. where do you see I have an idea entertainment going? What do you drama is one genre that I think that we have a strength as Africans, but we've tried to dabble into action and some others. How do you think it's those other genres, especially action? Is this something that you think that we can we really can't get the grasp of it? Because now, first of all, when you're doing action, number one thing is budget. The budget has to be quite a very large one, and that's something that a number of filmmakers complain about over here, budgeting and getting sponsorship for movies. So is that a genre when I talk about action? Looking at the film industry as a whole, the evolution, how far do you think we can take our craft as the African film industry to the world?
As far as we want it to go, there is no, I don't believe there are limitations. Even when filmmakers complain about budget, and I do understand considering the economy, but I think a lot of things can still be achieved even without the budget, because there are no budget films, there are low budget films, there are micro budget films, so it depends on what.
I like that,
yeah,
because there's been so much emphasis on a lack of budget that I think other things like storytelling, I mean, we've seen movies that people shot with, I think it was Blair Witch Project, some few these things like that. You see, once you have a good story, you know what you need to do. I mean, people would excuse you if the quality or whatever of the cameras are not all there. Yeah. So I think that as an industry, there's been that shift on focusing on budget. But maybe we should really get back to good storytelling, casting, Now that brings me just this final question.
Sure.
A number of people want to. Now you got your daughter in there and all of that to play a younger you, which really does make sense. But now there's been that talk of people casting people who just because I know somebody, not based on merit.
No, I don't do that. The only reason, this is a different circumstance, I would say almost a miracle, because she inspired the story, as a matter of fact. But she didn't get the role because she's my daughter. I would have given it to someone else, but it was easier for me because of, similarities and that sort of stuff. But she's into drama as well. And she had to prove herself. In fact, the director calls her the original Oriomi because she really embodied the character. Now, my husband also starred in it as well. He didn't star, he featured in it, right? But he auditioned for it. So I don't practice nepotism.
Would you have told him no?
I told him no. Oh, yes. I told him no. I said, no, I don't want that. This is not a family show. He's into entertainment as well, by the way, but he had to prove that he could do it. And yeah, I made him read some lines before he got it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Here's wishing you the best. And
thank you so much. Thank you. Are you coming on Friday?
On Friday. What time is it?
It's at 3 p.m. Landmark.
I do have a private
No, not Landmark. Film
It's
House.
about 2 engagements. I would look at my schedule and see if I can make it, but I would love to if I can.
Yes, you would absolutely love it. I don't want to sound too confident, but I'm sure you will love it.
Be confident. Is you that did it. Right, so we have something for you in the kitchen. We have something.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I could. I thought it was smelling a bit Chinese, Japanesey in here.
You don't mind seafood?
No, not at all.
I'd soften your way.
Someone has to know about this. I can't do it. You see these children? They are ours.
It's ridiculous, Oriomi.
I can't believe how...
Good morning and welcome to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen.
Welcome. So I have with me Chef Daybox, and she's been hard at work preparing this meal for you from scratch. So we'd like for you to taste it.
Oh, wow.
And tell us exactly what you
I
think
feel like
about.
royalty.
So Chef, tell us exactly what she's having with what's inside.
Okay, she's having seafood fried rice.
Ooh. What am I having?
Seafood fried rice.
Seafood fried rice.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, vegetables, prawns, fish.
What type of fish is it?
It's croaker.
Croaker.
Oh my God. Okay.
I didn't hear croaker in the list of ingredients.
Okay.
This girl has she's touching movies.
Croaker. Oh, you eat croaker. You eat croaker. It's not seafood.
It's normally too early for me to eat, but this is actually really good.
You see?
Oh wow, it's really good.
Thank you.
And the shrimp is not overcooked.
Yes.
Well. It's perfect. Thank you.
It has the juice is still in it. Yes. I still like
Well
that.
done, Chef Daybox.
Yes,
Well
sir.
done.
I'm beefing you.
Mike, because you don't eat.
Don't be
So all's well that ends well. It's been a wonderful time on the show. Thank you for being a part of the show. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.